Greetings, and how do you do, my dear Scorpio? Welcome to your individual channel. This is Terror of the Twin Sun. My name is Ron, and I will be doing a channeling session conducting 3 portals, which are visions that you may choose to take what you will to make an instrumental sort of narrative that is resemblant of what you're going through currently with, the affection of others, your creative processes, your career, what have you. You may read into the cards what you will, and I'm here merely for guidance. So, yes, this is for the energy of Scorpio, mid-month, August 2020. The 3 portals shall emerge now. Please clear your mind, if you can. There's a type of overcoming, overwhelm at one point, but overcoming of obstacles, especially when it comes to the revival of certain things that have been resurfacing. 1, 2, and 3. The first portal is open now, and as I've mentioned before, there is a type of challenge that is through the energy of Capricorn. This is usually dealing with secret information or perhaps structures that may seem daunting at some point. But it seems to me that there's a type of release from this, or perhaps a permeation of it in some way, shape, or form. Let's go into the reading. So, there's something about you that can no longer offer to the past, or perhaps the past is offering to something else, but they can't. The romance is somewhat dead, and there is something difficult in the understanding of certain emotions that have been suppressed. This is a very deep connection, whatever you're dealing with now. But as I've mentioned before, the mountain did show up in the reverse, meaning that it's not the external world, the 10th house, but it's the 4th house that is activated. Some sort of emotional gateway is here at the precipice of revisitation. And there's a sort of numb quality deep down, some sort of numbness in the equation. But it could be from the overconsumption of, say, toxic energies, or the understanding of chemical processes that you become numb to in some sort of way. But the connection is very deep indeed. And it has to do with a traditional motif in romance of, what is that? The kind of love that hurts, or the love that you die for, that sort of thing. Typical and very common sort of trait within the energy of the devil, as well as the energy of death and regeneration, which was showing up a bit earlier. Excuse me. Drink my tea. What crowns you is essentially the Ace of Cups in the reverse. Okay, this Ace of Cups is beautiful, even in the reverse. There's something about it like the missing Holy Grail, or the quest for unconditionality that becomes conditional here, through the the resurgence of certain emotions that come through the energy of the 6 of Swords in the reverse and the 10 of Swords in the reverse. Numbness comes into play as you excavate some of the emotional undertones of this connection. You have to excuse me, I have a bit of allergies. Very strong connection though, and once again it has to do with some sort of sacrifice. Your health is of most concern when it comes to this connection, and it's important for you to maintain a healthy degree of sensual detachment from this. It can be a very compelling, sort of seductive connection you have here, my dear Scorpio. Also, there's something about the nature of love that is trying to reanimate itself here. Truth is trying to make its way, and the path of love is trying to make itself known. There is an interesting sort of multiple reality this person is living. And it has to do with the grounded nature, or perhaps the Queen of Swords energy, or perhaps be leading in some sort of way, leading and trying to follow the paths that lead to one, or the paths that lead to many. And this person is terribly confused on how to traditionally convey either apologies or perhaps convey a sense of propriety in the actions they take in this situation in particular. Something has died, and in their solace, something has also been brought back to life. And in a way, they're following your Queen of Pentacles, which is hidden. There's also the energy of Ten of Pentacles here, and a new view that cannot be seen yet. The roots are this person is trying to get to the root of the matter. The only way is to go to the past, and there's something here that is it's unseen, but is a trigger for them. And as they walk the path of love, or the paths of love in a feminine way, there's something about them that cannot totally embrace it truthfully. That's what they want, but they have to finish a cycle off in the past that's trying to resurge, and it's putting a hamper in their own individuality. And I think you're also in pursuit of some of these hidden aspects about your lover or your friend or whoever this is. As you do this, you're going to come to see some very deep, etheric, emotional chords and undertones that tie this person to the past, big time. But the love is there. I think it's a nice connection. It's very human, which is not necessarily a bad thing. The second portal is now opening for the energy of Scorpio, mid-August 2020. Okay. Okay, a coming to a head, secret knowledge being purveyed, excavated, and then shared in some way, shape, or form. This knowledge is very deep and profound. And there's a meeting here. This has to do with the gateway between the axis of Pisces and Virgo. This has to do with deep knowledge as well as hidden knowledge, the occult, as well as the secret birth of a very pure connection here is based on fire. The blue flame is here. Okay, there she is again. Queen of Pentacles shows up for you, and she's moving. So, Pisces shows up again. Taurus, Libra, Aquarius, Leo, Virgo. There is a secret. As you move on and nurture your future, there's something from the past that is slipping out of your resources and being offered in some sort of way to someone who is almost like a beggar. The hermit's usually not a beggar. They're usually just an outcast, and they go on the path of self-criticism and self-righteousness together to find the secret flame. In the darkness of the allegorical mind and the soul, the dark night is here. This person is going through that. But as I've mentioned, the secret flame is also here, the blue flame, which has to do with pure love. It's spiritual love. This is a purely spiritual connection. But as you move on, there's something that you leave behind, you breadcrumb, and it becomes the hidden key for a promise, a hidden promise, and a hidden truth that is guised in the energy of the moon. The moon shows up twice here. The connection is quite strong. It has to do with the fourth house, emotional bodies merging, and there's a fusion there that has to do with the womb and the great mother. The blue flame emerges from that as well. There's something about the act of creation through the energy of fire and the purest flame, which is blue, and it's showing all across the reading. The garb of the high priestess, as well as the garb of the hermit, as well as the backing of the moon, as well as the queen, as well. I mean, the sky is everywhere here. However, what's crowning you is essentially a sense that you just did not have time for this. It was very destabilizing. There was no sense of practicality in it. You're trying to protect yourself from the past, especially, but your emotions have become wrought with emotional trigger points, and these lead you into flailing wildly at them with your sword of logic and reason. Which is not very good for the hermit, because the hermit's usually disarmed and kind of impotent, showing here in the crown. So it's difficult. The emotions are there, and the Ace of Cups in the reverse, hidden love, as well as the change that needs to occur, and this person is somewhat possessive as well, with the bear energy. Very interesting. They're on your trail, and I think that you are also leaving some sort of secret information that leads to some sort of secret beginning. This is a very secret connection. Typical for Scorpio. Very interesting. I would go deeper. Second portal is closed. I'm going to switch decks. This deck has been overused, and it is crying to be a resting point for now. So we're switching to the Arcane deck. No Boundaries deck. This is Balls Out. It's a very Martian deck. Plutonic as well. This is my Scorpio deck. No Boundaries. This is the Grand Alietta School deck. BP Gamal, Paris, France, 1890. This is 130 years old. So prepare yourself for some arcane shit. The book. This is one of my better books, for sure. Yeah, that Lionsgate in the last portal really fucked your person up big time. Fucked them up good. And I think you like that. Right. Third portal is now opening. Okay. Okay. So there's an element of satisfaction that you are dealing with, which can be a good thing, but it's through the relishing of things that have passed, the refilling of certain cups of desire that you once had. Nostalgia has hit you both. Whomever or whatever you're dealing with is also going through nostalgia. There is a sense that this heritage that you have inherited together in your connection, it goes back quite some time. You look at it from a distance that you have been able to separate yourself from the situation. They feel like they have lost you in some sort of way. But you're mirroring each other, and the sun is following the Mother of Swords. There is a type of what the French call imprévu, which is a type of it's kind of like a need to discern or a need to find and understand something, but the inability to totally bring up the resources in order to make the communication. You've returned to this connection in order to understand it. They're still feeling regrets in whatever they've done, out of impatience especially. They felt like they were doing the right thing at the time, and it stuck true to their philosophy, but then they realized that their truth was very dull in a certain way, and they moved too fast. They said the wrong things, and it triggered the Five of Cups energy. Deep down below, there is a numbness to this person, which is quite sad. I feel for them, I really do. And they feel tense. There also is a need to find peace as well. There is a restlessness about them that still exists whenever they fathom this connection. On your end, there's something about you that doesn't give a rat's ass anymore. At the same time, there's an element of coldness with the Queen of Swords in the reverse, and an element of critique upon this person. There's something that you have garnered from the situation that is more of a psychological loop that feeds back upon itself, becomes very angry. But also, there still is some sort of beautiful, satisfactory return to the emotional purity of this connection. Now, what this person was trying to do was find a way for you to be amicable at one point, or potentially to confuse the hell out of you if it worked out in the right way, but they weren't patient enough to confuse you. So they tried to take the shortcut, and the shortcut led to essentially a type of severance or a type of pain for them. They want to find the truth. They also want to be able to understand more of their base motivations of fear. At the same time, on your mind, on your crown, there is the great lesson is here, and you've learned something. Whether that's good or bad, it certainly was more transformative, but I think you're still a bit angry with this person in a logical way, but the actual emotional connection is still quite, like I said, quite satisfactory. Yep. The devil is in the details. You'll come to understand that this is a connection that is a force majeure, which has to do with a way of binding that is based more on the alchemy of water and the chemical infusion of earth and water together that has made it quite sensual at one point. But at this point, I think there is a major divide in terms of severance on the communicative level. That is your reading, my dear Scorpio. Hopefully that was helpful. If you would like some more depth, I am available for private readings. You can reach me at my email, which you'll find in my About section. Otherwise, I wish you the very best, and until September, see you then. And I can't believe we're almost finished with this year. That is quite ridiculous, if you ask me. Take care. Bye-bye.